What's up? What's up? What's up? We're the Freestyle, FreestyleHamiltonRadio.net. I'm Ralphie Ryan, also known as DJ Noise. This is my right-hand man. On the left right now, because we got some amazing guests tonight. But it's Billy the Kid, crazy-ass comedian. What's up? How was your weekend, brother?
That weekend was awesome, man. I spent the weekend in New York, and
I seen some of the pictures. I seen some of the pictures.
got to meet a member of the Wu-Tang Clan.
Nice, I seen it.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. I was a little jealous. You know what I'm saying? You know. I am a big Wu-Tang fan.
Shout out to Wu-Tang Clan, man,
Shout
for
out,
being
man.
in the
They're,
building, man. And
In fact, they're on tour right now.
yeah.
And I am secretly trying to cop 2 tickets for the AC show because, like, listen, like, you know, it's like I wasn't expecting that.
That's Ruben.
But you know, I'm trying to cop 2 tickets, you know, so I can be, you know, at a history to make it.
You should have let me know in advance. I mean, had I known, you know, that you were going to go, and I was going to bump into some of those guys.
I'm 100% trying to be at one of these shows. Either it's New York, AC. Like everybody knows one of my bands, one of my favorites. Everybody knows. I can't even see the screen. Everybody knows. They got YouTube up right now.
Right.
But everybody knows one of my favorite bands.
I mean, I could try to attempt. When is the show?
Wu-Tang. So I consider them both like on this equal, you know, level playing field. Like, you know, I always refer to Wu as the Beatles of hip hop, the Beatles of our time. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I've run into them so much now. It's regular. It's basically regular.
But see, now I don't. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know, you got, you know, when you going up, you know, and you know, let me know. You know what I'm saying?
Of course,
you know, like,
of course.
I'll be.
I'm serious. Like, had I known, you know, that you were, you know, were trying to make it to the show and all of that other
100%,
stuff, I would have.
1,000%. Like, I've been trying to see them for the last 2 years. Actually, the last 3 years.
And here I am, just regularly, just taking selfies. Like, yo,
he's bumping into him, and I'm, you know, I'm a big Method Man fan. 100%, one of my all-time favorite rappers. You know.
You gotta get at Chris. You gotta get at Chris Smith, because Chris Smith had him on his radio station.
Of course, you know, I am the big, you know, I'm big, you know, Pac, you know, of course, can't forget about those. But you know, Method from the Wu is one of my favorites.
He's one of mine too.
His whole character, his whole demeanor, you know, how he stayed relevant in a time to where, you know, the old school rap is.
Yo, my mom just asked me recently. I was watching the new Wu-Tang docu-series they got on Showtime.
I gotta watch that too.
And my mom actually sat down. My mom sat down. And she had a whole bunch of questions. Like any other time, like my mom would probably like be getting on my nerves, whatever. Like as far as watching the show. But before I knew it, we just had like this hour-long conversation because like she wanted to know who every member of Wu-Tang was, like where they were from, and of course I got the history on all this. So I'm just telling her. And it's like, here we are just bonding for like a whole good hour. But when it came down to Method Man, when it came down to him, she said, I know him. And I'm like, you know how? But she's seen him on like other shows. Like he's one of those artists that's doing the crossover, like Ice-T and them. And like they're on Law, like he's on Law and Order.
Well, Method Man, I've seen him on, show Blue Bloods.
Yeah.
So I think that was, you know, he was on The Wire, a couple shows.
Yeah. Shout out to them for crossing over, man, for doing, you know, the movie stuff, man, because a lot of these guys are really good, and none of that stuff is easy to do. To get in a character and, like, to be on multiple things. Enough
of them. How was your weekend?
I mean, that was self-explanatory, man. You know, bumping into, you know, members like Wu-Tang Clan and, you know, just going out and having a good time. And,
you know, my highlight of the weekend?
What's that?
Excuse me. I could have been chilling with you and some of the members of the Wu-Tang, but my highlight was going to Home Depot, getting a...
That's me regularly, that's me, please.
And cutting down the overgrown bush plant that was planted. And now I get to endure and embrace the next phase.
Shout out to Zane. Zane said Wu-Tang is forever.
Taking out the root of it all and leaving a crater and trying to fill it up with different dirt or and something different. So that was my highlight.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Of course, I went to Six Flags Saturday night after I did that.
Now that's what I would like to do. I've only been to Six Flags like twice in my life.
You do know that some of the Wu-Tang be frequent there.
You know the Wu-Tang Mansion is right there.
Oh, I didn't know that.
The mansion is basically.
I did not know that.
Basically, walk from.
But
Great
I was with my son as he was sleeping, and you know, the wife and my daughter were going on the last ride. They were going in front of Houdini, and some girl walked by, and she goes, "I know him.
Oh,
he's from Trenton."
Hey,
I was like, "Yeah."
No, that's the highlight.
I see you. She was, I see you out somewhere. And I was like, "Possibly. I am from Trenton." She goes, "Yeah, see, I knew it."
Bam,
like,
there it is.
I can't go nowhere.
There it is.
I can't go nowhere without
that's
somebody
the highlight.
knowing me. But,
Did you get on any scary rides? Like, do you get on scary rides? You go a lot.
Well, I do the watching of the sun, rocking him, keeping him. You know, that's my.
Do you go on scary rides? You go a lot.
I don't go on scary rides. The last scary ride was it Nitro?
I remember that one.
What's the one that goes all the way up and is?
Oh, that's King Dakar.
Is that King Dakar?
And it kind of spin around a little bit when it go down.
Is that something with Batman?
Either that or the free fall. It wasn't a free fall.
No, it was a Batman ride.
It's a Batman ride.
That goes up and just drops.
Because the Batman roller coaster at the time went up, but it spiraled around.
Wasn't Nitro?
No. Nitro is the one you could see from the highway. That's the one I went on. That was my second time ever going.
Scary, right? Scary.
And from the highway, you could see the wind and turn. You could see the.
That's
my
scary.
gosh.
That's my scariest. I haven't been on in a while.
Yeah.
I think maybe Skull Mountain. You know, that's nothing compared to.
I'm just asking because
you know,
I go a lot.
I like to watch. You know, my son. You know, like it's. You know, I feel that you know, with my daughter, yeah, I bond with her, but she's a girl. You know, she's starting to shave her legs. You know what I'm saying? She's talking about cute underwear. You know, like I don't want to hear this shit. Okay, my little girl's supposed to be my little girl, but you know I gotta embrace that she's growing into.
And she's 10. She's 10, right?
She's 10, going on 20.
The same age. Yeah.
So you know,
going on 20.
My son, you know, I snuck that in there. You know, my son is still small, and he says "daddy" a lot. You know, he's all over the place. You know, and he's always wanting me. So you know, if I leave the room, he cries. You know, of course, if the wife leaves the room, he's more attached to her, but. You know, I am. You know, I get it. You know, I'm a figure that he sees all the time. You know, I make him feel good. I pick him up. You know, I cuddle with him. I play with him. So
he knew who you was already. He heard you when he was in the stomach. It's like,
exactly.
So that's the guy, right there.
When he's acting up and like screaming, crying, I'm playing music. I'm playing house music. You know, rap.
To try to get him to calm down.
Bob Sinclair. Roll, hold on. Always gets him to stop. And I'm like, are you serious? Are you really serious? Or back that thing up. So, you know, I'm trying to start him. I'm trying to start him off. You know, trying to show him the ropes, you know.
Did y'all see the video with the kid, the autistic kid? He was singing the Country Road song.
Oh, no, that's
I guess like he couldn't talk.
Wait a minute! I heard about that story.
And then he started humming, and then he started going into the words, and that was like his mom's first time ever hearing him put words together because he wasn't able to put more than 3 words together. So he just started singing a hook.
So, since you opened up that can, you posted a couple weeks ago about that song that you didn't like it.
No, I ain't say I didn't like it.
You said I want to go, and you're like, it was a poem like.
No. It went halfway through the lyrics, and it was just like turns off radio. Because that song is going to be everywhere.
Listen.
You understand me? And I don't want to
water
water it down already.
By the way, everybody, these are my friends, Tracy.
Oh, my bad.
And Chris. Chris knows I met Chris a long time ago.
Bella says hello.
Hey, Bella.
Hey, Bella.
Isabella.
you can read.
You know, I met Chris a hell of a long time ago. We were playing high school football. We were freshmen. And this guy would come into practice, into locker room, loud as shit, talking cowboy as shit.
Chris.
Wait, cowboy boots and a cowboy hat. So, you know, most of us said, get the hell out of the way. Chill out, cowboy. So we would call him cowboy. Is that right or wrong? I was one of the first to coin that, right? I was one of the first to coin that.
Hey, look, you probably talk smack about him coming in there, but I bet you when it came down to that field, you needed him.
Listen. He was a big dude. Mm-hmm. And, you know, he
still is.
he was even bigger.
I was going to say.
Yeah. One of the ones you can appreciate on the field. You can appreciate
but, you know,
him.
like, he was this chill dude, you know, cool, you know, still the same, you know, same dude I met almost 20 years ago, maybe a little more than 20.
We're old.
What were they feeding you guys over there at that high school? Because every guest that we had on from that school is like this. What was in the lunch? I need to know.
This is the second, right?
I mean,
you guys knew me from Nottingham.
No.
Y'all didn't know me from West.
No. Yeah, because he came over with muscles and everything too. My thing is like, see, we had chocolate milk at our school, so they just gave you guys a straight creatine.
No, we were just eating people.
The straight creatine. It's like every guest that we had that went to y'all high school is just solid. I'm sick of it.
Listen, true story.
I'm plain old sick of it.
True story, right or wrong, the high school football team was known as the Bermuda Triangle. So,
I bet.
Do I want to know why?
I bet.
Well,
I didn't even ask why. I'm like, I bet.
Running backs and wide receivers would run in. You know, they just this team got this reputation that they would just swarm the ball and the whole entire player would just disappear.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. These guys, you've seen Eddie. Shout out to Eddie if he's watching right now.
Word.
Yeah, those dudes. Listen, those three guys were those
That's
guys.
That's another one. It just came onto this show.
All of them.
And
were,
just breaks headphones because he's so big.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I owe you guys some more headphones.
Don't touch the headphones, Chris.
But, you know, even though me and Chris, know each other, we're not here for Chris. We're here for his boss. His boss lady.
I like to hear.
The real leader, the real leader on the football field right now.
He is underling in this business.
The real leader of the
Tracy is the owner of Spotted Frog.
Yeah, Spotted Frog Art Studio, yeah.
And tell me about yourself, Tracy. Where are you from?
I grew up in Tabernacle.
So you're not from out here?
No, I moved here in 2000.
So what do you think of, you live in Houston?
No, East Hampton. So I'm still not out here.
Okay.
Close enough.
So what do you think
I come out here all the time. Because
what do you think about us out here?
I like it. We want to move out here.
It's chill. It's chill. It's chill.
You got a nice tour guide over there because I'm quite sure like he's from around here, And
have you walked around town?
Our first date, 11 people. I started counting after like 4 people. Everybody knew Chris.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Yeah,
I was like, all right.
True story. That is what.
But it was good because everybody's like, oh, he's such a good guy. So it worked.
And especially y'all in particular high school, that's like just that walk through alone around that general area. You're like, oh my goodness, so this all right, so this is
Hamilton. Listen, Hamilton's huge.
Yeah.
Right. So it's amazing that everybody knows.
I mean, around there, people got front porches with no houses. I don't know if that makes sense or not.
You know how normal towns have just one high school?
Right.
Hamilton has 4.
It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Not 1, not 2, not 3, 4. We have a Catholic school, right? We have the Trenton Catholic, Academy. We have Nottingham, Hamilton, and Steiner.
Yeah, well,
so 4.5
actually. If you had aim for the bad kids, and guess what? Yeah. That was on your guys' size of the park. You guys can have that one. Yes, exactly. Yeah, that was you guys.
You know those guys.
Yeah.
In fact, those guys all are friends.
Guess what? That was the ball on your side of the fence. That was like when a cop pulls somebody over like on the border. Who's gonna do this paperwork? I don't know. Who's gonna? No, we pushed that to you guys. Nah, that's your problem now.
Listen, we produce a lot. We got a lot. We have a lot of fine people out. Out from Hamilton West. You know what I'm saying? We had a couple. We had a football player go pro, Johnson, right? So we have Eddie Bynes. It gives back to his community. We have Keith Houtbauer, coach. He went on to coach college, right, or something like that.
He's up near Pittsburgh where he's from.
Nice.
Wow. He took a big job.
Wow.
He's definitely going back to exactly what he
Yeah,
wanted.
yeah.
Nice.
A lot of players and personnel. People went, not just football. I'm talking about Hamilton West in general. Like, you got, it was just an amazing time to be a part of that school. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
We had our fair shares. We had racial riots. We did have racial riots. They weren't like, crazy, like, but it was some fights, that, I would be part of the middle, I would shift over to Eddie Bond's side, me and Eddie would chill, we're tight, more the football players got along together, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah, it was chill. So you walk around with him on your first date.
Everywhere we go. We went to Disney 2 years ago with the kids.
And you knew somebody there?
He saw an old athlete of his.
Oh my goodness.
Everywhere we go.
Yeah.
But it's good because everybody loves him. Yeah, it's a good thing. That's what helps my business, I think, so much.
He's like your PR. He's like your PR.
Absolutely.
Well,
100%.
he's the one who said this interview.
I know.
Well.
He's
He came to me and said, "Hey, listen, I got an interview for you." I'm like, "What are you talking about, bro?" It was like we're doing some secret evilness or something, But
Society.
how did you obviously you have to be an artist.
Yes.
You have to know. Let's just keep it real. You have to know your shit about what you're doing, what you're talking about, the colors, and the color table, and I'm gonna get a little scientific. Billy's like, huh?
That's a color. Yeah. That's a color wheel.
I'm going back into my archives back in school. Like, okay, I remember the little plate thing with the circles in it. You put the other colors in it.
Yeah,
but she knows the ins and outs.
I do.
She knows how to create something out of nothing with colors and whatever tools that she needs to make art. How did you get inspired? When did you start when did you start drawing or painting?
Everybody always asks me that. From the time preschool, I remember the first drawing I did that I remember. I was probably 4 years old and I drew an alligator. And my teacher hemmed and hawed over it. She thought it was the coolest thing ever. And I've always been drawing since. Every day, I would fill sketchpad after sketchpad. And those books that they would teach you how to draw in school, I never followed the step by step. I just went right to the thing, looked at it, and I could copy it. So I've always done it.
So when did you know, or when did you feel that you were going to be inspired to say, I want to make this my own business.
I actually have my degree in art, but it took me, I went to University of the Arts in Philly. Illustration. And I did the whole corporate America thing with the medical alert company. I was able to raise my son at home, work from home. And then they wanted us to come into the office, and I said I couldn't do it. It was an hour away. And we were together, about a year when they said that. And I didn't know what I was going to do, but I took my severance and I walked. And it was a wonderful company to work for. It was the best decision I ever made because then I started this full time. I've always done commission work for people, but it's been 3.5 years now that I've had the business with the painting parties and commission work full time.
Nice.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
See, I gotta say, so you knew this about almost 3 years ago.
Yeah. So
we'll say 3 years.
Yeah, I've always wanted to do it as full time.
Wait a minute. Wait. We're not just going to skip past the part where she just sacrificed and jumped into being an entrepreneur.
Why are you just coming? You just
did.
Because that
was
a. There.
I'm sorry, but that was a real important part. That was a real important part for a lot of people wanting to, do their own thing. I'm sorry, but I mean.
I need the correct questions.
Yeah, that was so important to me. It's like, wait. I know we're going to go back to that. Please tell me that we're going back to that.
We have to.
Okay.
We have to.
All right, my
fault.
I
was very scared.
In fact, that was going to be my next question.
Go ahead.
100%. Like, how did you know? Like, listen, going on your own to do something without anything secure. Listen, everybody can do a 9 to 5. Anybody can do a regular job. And the most beautiful, everybody can hate the hours because Lord knows, sometimes you hate the hours. Listen, I love my job, but I hate the hours. I will rephrase that.
I love my hours. I hate my job.
He likes this hour though.
I rephrase that. You know, of course, nobody in life wants to work. Okay, there's very few people that like to work, and I'm trying to get to this to make it a point. Follow me, stay with me here. And me, I love to work, but I hate working. Period. You know what I'm saying? But I love my job. I'm blessed. You know, I got perfect hours now, but there's some hours that I gotta drive or I gotta do this or I gotta do that. You know, my old job, I was working days that I couldn't have off. There was a nice day out, and guess what? I was working.
Working, right.
You know, the only beautiful thing a part of that is that I had a secure check.
Right.
Okay, so back to you is you saying, yo, I'm taking my severance and I'm going solo. I'm going to create my own thing. And guess what? I'm going to succeed at the same time. And I'm still here today. How did you overcome the fear of going on your own? Because, you got support, but, it's all about you.
Well,
it's all about what you do inside,
yes.
What you do outside, how you put your whole entire business plan together.
Yeah, I don't think it's for everybody. I'll say that
Exactly.
right now.
Yeah.
You have to be disciplined, and it's crazy because in other parts of my life, I am not. Chris will tell you, I'm very unorganized. When it comes to work, I'm a workhorse. I will work and work. Sometimes I'm up till 3 in the night getting projects done. So there's dedication. There's hours. People think like, oh, you're an entrepreneur. Which is wonderful. Don't get me wrong. I get to make my own hours.
But you get basically
to
work 24/7 though.
Yeah, like right. I'll
There's
work
days you
weekends
can work 2 days
but
in a
I
row.
also get to make my own schedule. I do, but I'm building my business to.
But the
to
wonderful
where it
part
needs
is
to
that
be.
it's something that you wanted to do.
Right, and it doesn't feel like work ever because I love what I do.
Anthony Haney said that you're the greatest out there.
Anthony.
Yeah, he said
Yeah,
she's
shout
the
out to
greatest.
Anthony.
She's the
Can I say
greatest out
something
there.
real quick?
Shout out
Go
to
ahead.
Anthony.
So people that are watching on my page, because we did share the link, I am running a contest if you share this live show right now.
See,
Yes, if
I
you,
gotta make
and
them
you
my
have to
PR
tag my
people.
business page.
Dropping
you have to do-
promotions.
Yeah, if you have to do @Spotted Frog Art Studio, and you have to share it on your page. You have to do it while the show is on.
and say hi and
say
put,
hi, so we know that
and
you
say
did
hi like Ralph.
You'll be
freestyle free.
We know.
He's just adding on to it now.
Spotted Frog on
Stop trying to steal her shine.
So you'll be put in a drawing for a paint party ticket to any paint party coming up. There's no,
Gotta
it doesn't matter
sneak
which
those
one.
in there. I gotta sneak them in
It's all
there.
right.
Right.
I just snuck in there too, so it's good.
No. Yeah,
Listen,
go ahead.
Listen,
That's all promo.
Listen,
Yeah.
you're listen. Before I can even do anything, Chris was tagging me, and you were tagging me. I was like, they both bombarded me with tags. I'm like,
Mostly Chris.
I'm just waking up to notifications because I was
Like
laying
30
down.
from Chris.
I was laying down, and I was like, oh shit, I gotta go. And next thing you know, I'm getting tagged. I'm like, okay, I got this. They did all the promotions. When I get a guest, they do something, something little. If I got a big
That's
guest,
all you need.
then
That's
he
the
just tags
entrepreneur.
me.
That's the entrepreneur in him.
So that right there alone is giving us promotion. So you guys being on here is motivating. You know what I'm saying? So that's how we promote each other.
Absolutely.
That's what it's about. And we ultimately promote the station.
I want to get back to the fear that you were facing. I mean, because that's a big
haven't
jump
quite
right there. You got to
finished.
sacrifice.
I'm still
on that.
scared every day. If that makes
I mean,
sense.
It's sacrifice,
It
you know,
is,
like,
yeah.
it is
It is a lot.
and that's in any
it's
profession.
terrifying.
Right, of course,
It's-
absolutely.
It's a terrifying
Going
thing.
off on your own and not having, like, I don't have a plan B. I mean, I could.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to have a plan B, but this is what I love to do, and I swear I thank God every day. I do. I thank God every day that I get to do what I love, and I pray that it continues.
That's what
because
matters.
I'm so happy.
Well, I like your logo. I like
Thank you.
I like the frog. It's
Yeah.
chill.
I've
It's
had that
simple.
since college.
It's
Not the same one.
what,
The name.
the whole name, the whole entire. It's something. It's different. I like that. It's not like
Stands out.
it's not like normal. Blah 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 arts.
Right.
It's something different. It's wait a minute. Why are they called spotted frog? What is you standing out like you said? It sticks out. It's
Yeah, absolutely.
So where did you come in on this picture? I want to know, like, how are you inspired?
Well, no, I will
Let
say.
me tell you, it all started back when, you know, like
No.
she laid eyes on me.
No, he messaged me first. Okay?
Listen, I got to because he's here, so I got to
is.
extract some of it from him. You
Let's
know,
hear your side, honey. Let's go.
we're gonna go just one question.
This is an
Let's say,
interview
how,
in an
How'd
interview.
you guys meet? You know.
We did.
Okay.
I was ready to give up, and then he messaged me.
So it does work. It actually works.
It's not to find fishing buddies, guys. Okay, don't try to get away with your
That's what I
girlfriends
thought it
with
was.
that.
No.
No, it wasn't. Done.
If any of y'all out there
shut
like
his
me,
mic
y'all ain't
off.
believe that last part.
Look at that face.
Shut his mic off. No.
But no, that's what's up, man. That's what's up.
So
That's what's up.
So you actually thought he was
I thought
somebody
it was
good.
adorable. Yeah, yeah.
And he wasn't a serial killer.
And he wasn't, thank God.
Because when you're on those dating sites and you know
Yes.
somebody says, "Hey, babe," you
Yeah,
know,
and he
The first thing-
he
the
didn't
first-
start off that way. He started off very gentlemanly,
but
which
you know
was different.
the first
He probably did.
the first thing that these random dudes on these sites be like sending pictures of
I know.
random things.
Not this guy. He was a good. He
But,
was a good
you know,
boy.
Yeah.
Guys,
No. but I feel like, you know, both of you guys were glad that you made the investment in each other.
Oh yeah.
I listen.
Yeah.
I know him, but just meeting you like first 5 minutes,
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit, they definitely belong.
Yeah, that's
with
what we
each
get
other.
a lot. People
I mean,
love us.
you guys, it's
This is meant to be.
that's what I got. I wanted to, because I've never met you.
Right.
I've heard lots about you on Facebook. I was not your friend.
From Chris, I don't imagine why every post.
I always see how I know you is through him.
Yeah,
and I've never
that's
met
a
you in
lot,
person.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He no bullshit. He doesn't pay for. He's
Right.
not paying me for this.
I believe you.
But and that's real shit. I'm telling you, is that over the years, this guy, you've made his life something different because
Yeah.
he has you
I know.
over here.
I know.
Okay, like this dude is constantly talking about you. I mean, and not just your business.
Right.
But I'm talking about what an amazing person you are. God bless you for putting up with his shit for the first place. Anyway,
He makes me laugh every single day. That's what. I've earned my halo.
he is
I'm
a
just kidding. He's wonderful.
he
really
is definitely a unique person.
Yeah, that's good. That's
And he is
one of a kind, honey.
one of a kind.
Yeah.
So now you have this person, this amazing person backing you up,
Yes. She big
promoting you,
time. Yes.
and now you got the talents and the unlimited potential to go anywhere, here, there. You know what I'm saying? Now you're getting booked for a lot of things.
Yes.
You're busy, you're steady, because obviously you gotta be doing something.
Yes.
'Cause, the first year in any kind of business, you don't make it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Me, I've opened a business, but I've kind of scaled back because I'm trying to follow other things.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like I put it on the back. Not that I failed, but I didn't push it as much as I wanted to. And I can't push it the way I wanted to. So I'm still working on it. But you, 3 years alone, you know what I'm saying? Pushing through. And I'm not saying that I'm a failure. I'm not saying that my wife became pregnant.
Right. Things happen.
Different jobs, situations. So, I put things on different burners. I'm still DJ. I'm still, doing promotions. I'm working on different things. He knows I'm working on different things.
Yeah, now that you got the free time to do it.
Yeah, right. It's like, when I was working in retail, he didn't see the fun.
What do you go to work?
What
are you doing after that? Work.
He didn't see the fun, laid back person.
Right.
I remember when we first started this job. We started this. I was coming in with crazy shirts.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
now it's starting up again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
I'm getting
Your groove back.
I'm getting my whole entire self back. And I wake up every day just blessed.
Right, because you're happy
And
with what you're doing.
I like
It makes
doing what
a
I'm
huge
doing.
difference in
I
your
so I
got a
attitude.
question.
So I can relate to
Yeah.
you when you're saying I love what I'm doing.
Yeah.
This doesn't feel like work.
Never.
Of course my job is work. you know, but I actually enjoy it because it's something that I don't know, and I'm learning like that. So yeah, I'm learning at a certain pace, but I'm learning with like some amazing support. Right. It's not, you know when you go start a job and they're like, you know, you get some catty people like, oh, I don't like that motherfucker. You know, it happens. For me, I feel like I actually like the people I work with. Right. You know, not that I didn't like the people I didn't work with before.
I like myself. I work with
If you wake up and you don't like yourself, like, okay, time to take some medication.
But see, I got a couple like you said, it never feels like work now. So, you know, with you, it's like, oh my God, I get up and get to do what I want to do.
I get to party for my work.
But it's like before you made the sacrifice and you made the jump, did you already have things in motion?
No.
At all.
I was already an artist. Let's say that. I did commission work here and there. People like I had friends that knew I did work, but I was not out in the public.
Wait.
I wasn't known out in the public.
So in other words, it's like you dropped that, and it was like even though like you knew what you were destined to do, but when you stopped, and everything came to a halt. It was somewhat like a pause, and it was like, okay, now what do I do?
I was like, I better get busy living.
Yep.
Or get busy dying.
Yeah.
But seriously, no, it really, and obviously with he is the biggest pusher, like when it comes to that, to inspire me to do, because I am one of those people who has self-doubt all the time.
I feel like that's how it's working. I feel like that's how it's working, and that's the way that it works.
And that's why I needed him
that
in my
plenty
life,
of that plenty of fish stuff. I kind of seen y'all's story like play out. It was like everything pretty much flashed through. Like she wasn't even going to give you a chance at first, and you were pretty much somewhat persistent. The fact that y'all did, you know, I feel like y'all sense of humor and like y'all drive and stuff is a bond. It's a bond, and it's cemented. I see your entire story.
Yeah.
I feel like you
and he'll push you.
Like you pull
and I see that.
It was one of those things where all the stuff we've been through in our lives.
I'm sorry, but that part is amazing to me.
Yeah.
I'm like the two things that's really amazing and important to me is the bond that y'all had created from y'all story that y'all have, and the most important thing I wanted, you know, that you pretty much answered or in the middle of answering was, you know, did you have anything lined up? And you said no, and that's where it got real interesting. Like.
That's why I said it's like, and it's still like I mean now I have the following and things like that, but I don't get to just sit back and relax. I always have to be doing, which I'm fine with. I love that, you know, always meeting new people and things. But is it scary? Absolutely, you know. I'm that's why I pulled him on. He now like runs my page mostly because I couldn't do that and fill my orders and do my paint parties. I say, look, can you post something about this? You know.
At all, not even in their field.
Not at all. Yeah, don't be like, I need a job and then it'll just stay. Now look, she had a great job.
I did have a wonderful career, but it wasn't what I wanted to do. I mean, he kept saying, why aren't you doing what you went to school for?
That's
like,
magic.
Almost every day.
That's
and I'd be like,
right there.
all right.
That's the stuff that people don't understand and can't see. It's magic that happens in between all of that stuff.
Where that fear lies, that's where that happens. Yeah, oh yeah.
I'm actually taking notes.
The most exciting thing is about your journey as how you started is that you were able to, some of the people, to me, in my opinion, the people that walk out and change their lives that day, that moment, are the ones who succeed 1,000%.
Yeah.
I'm not saying we all should walk out.
I'm saying even more people that don't.
No.
I'm saying it's those that say, you know what, I'm tired of this shit. This is not the job that I want. I'm gonna go seize the life that I want.
That's easier said than done.
Absolutely.
No, it's what I'm saying is some of those people have that.
Right.
We're here and here. Okay. There's some that are gonna succeed and there's some that are gonna fail.
It's like the destiny was in you.
It's all about what you do with that. If you got that opportunity, you know, it's what you do with it. Seize it. You know what I'm saying?
But having, like you said, the support is always helpful. Like we
Absolutely.
always check on our page. Like I've been running contests, like to get more likes on my business page. To get to 3,000, I was trying to get people to share it, and now I wanted to get to 3,000 by the end of June. I was at like 2,700, like less than a month ago.
Wow.
Now I'm at 3,100. So it's like people are sharing. Which there's people in New Zealand that like my page. There's over in France. I mean, it's so cool. Like it's
I don't
to
even
see
know
that
3,000
expand.
people.
I don't know them.
Nah, I mean,
so
like,
cool.
I mean, you might not know 3,000 people either, but I don't have 3,000 anything.
I don't know them all, but it's nice to see.
I have 3,000 nothing at all. I probably got like 3,000 hair strands.
Like, you're like 2,000 friends. You know?
But you don't know them all. Like, but it's awesome to see, like, all around the world, these people are following my page. Like, that's so cool to me. Like, when I started out with, like, 100 likes on my business page a few years ago.
Nice,
like,
nice,
cool.
nice.
Yeah. It was. Yeah. Well, the hook fell off the back. But it's completely appropriate for us and our personalities. That come in, we're awesome. Okay? Come in, we're awesome. And it just snowballed. Yeah. And then it was people wanting paintings for their kids' room stores. And then I started painting wine glasses. And then I went to the dollar store one day, and I had like 30 wine glasses in my cart because I was doing Christmas orders for just painting, and selling at a craft fair. And the lady goes, "Have you ever thought about like doing like a paint party at like somebody's house and teaching them?" And I was like, "No, but I don't know." And I went home and I told him, and he's like, "Well, why not?" So like a month later, I started advertising, and it's just
the biggest trend right now.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I feel like there's a
Paint
reason.
parties, sip and paint, eat and paint, read a book and paint. Like, it's
You know why I'm glad that you're employed to do
You know what
this?
I'm saying?
I'm glad that
It's
you're
like,
employed to do this because if you wasn't, you'd be a graffiti artist.
I might be.
I'm gonna tell you that right now. If she wasn't employed to do all of this stuff, she would be a graffiti artist,
I do like to
tagging
draw on
trains
things.
and like all type of other
but
stuff.
see-
They like, we gotta get this lady work. We have to give her work immediately because she's not gonna tag the cool stuff. It's gonna be like flowers and pretty frogs and stuff like that.
Probably like frogs.
But the thing is, your limit is your potential. Your sky is the limit. The realm of art is you can do anything.
Yeah.
You know what
And
I'm
I think
saying?
that's what attracts
Art is
people is
not
like I don't
just-
have one certain
it's not just
style. Like I
painting.
do all kinds of things.
Yeah, it's insane.
And I don't just offer commission work. I do the paint parties as well. So I'm always busy with something either do. Like I usually have about 18 to 25 orders in my queue at one time. There's usually about a 4 to 6 week wait on orders. Which is I feel blessed all the time that people. I look at myself and I'm like, they want my stuff. Like it feels so cool that people like look at my things and say, oh, I want that. And I don't know. I'm
Your business.
This makes me less modest. I'm very
You
modest.
are-
when it
Your
comes to things
business
like that.
and
He's
the
like,
engine,
you need
the
to be
engine is
proud.
running.
You're a
That's
business
what's
person.
happening.
You're a business-minded person.
He posted something about this. Yes. He goes, you need to be. He goes, you're good. I'm like, yeah, but it makes me sound arrogant. He
No,
goes,
no.
You need to be proud of what you're doing.
Take
Trish."
this word right here. Take
Always
this word.
be-
You're
always-
humble.
always-
I am
yes.
humble, and
Be humble.
Humble.
I'm very humble.
Listen, be humble, but be proud.
Yep.
I
You know what
am,
I'm saying?
but it's
Listen, I am humble, but I am proud
yes.
for my talents. Anything
Yeah,
that
no,
I do,
absolutely.
anything that I'm able to be involved
I
in.
have such-
But it's
I've
a
always
small
had a hard
percentage
time
of you.
doing
It's a small percentage of it that goes, I did it. I did that. My work.
When
My
I
work.
sell a big giant painting, I do. I should have brought the one I had in the car up here. I was.
Like, you know what?
You know,
That's all
you
me
got
right
the security. He can always go get it.
You want to go get the painting? Yeah, why
He
not?
can always go get it. I mean,
It's a
we still have-
30-inch by 40-inch.
We still have time.
Okay.
Is that for sale?
It is for sale.
Oh, see, see.
And
Oh, you're going for
we'll
it.
all wait till he gets it.
Commission. Well, no, I'm just joking.
But here's the thing.
Stop trying to steal
Here's
her
the
thunder.
No, you can steal my thunder. I'm not very good at thunder.
Listen.
I don't know what to do with thunder. Here, take it. I don't know what to do.
If I was not how I am, you would not be smiling.
Right,
on
exactly.
this
I'd be
show.
uncomfortable, and
You'd
I'm
be like,
not right now.
You'd be like this. You'd be like
Yeah.
this. I know. I'm Sonic Frog, and we're here to paint. Talk
Which is
about
exactly
painting.
why it's not
So-
too boring hosts. It's not
so
too boring hosts.
This is the reason why you're smiling.
Yes.
You know,
of
we're not.
course. Because I have
Every
terrible
time we have,
anxiety,
every
but
time
I feel
we have guests
good
on,
now.
they always come in like this.
Yeah. I was nervous.
And I'm like, yo, chill out.
Yeah, you said that to me yesterday. You're like, you'll be fine. You'll be good. It's like sitting in the living room. That's what
and that's how
the other guy who was here the other day said to me.
And this is what our show, we're you see, we're just a chill spot,
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a
we're gonna come do a show with you guys every night.
And the
right?
key word to the show is freestyle show.
Freestyle.
You know,
We're
just
the freestyle
whatever
freaks.
comes out of your mind and
people see that we don't rehearse, we don't
nothing.
We don't have
Nothing
paper
at
in
all.
front of us.
No, there's nothing. No, just a black table.
No,
just improv.
this is improv.
It's all improv.
This is talent. This is talent because we just come up with this off the top of our
Like
heads.
watch this. I could even take a shot at Ruben. Now Ruben's paying attention. He's gonna say something on the microphone. All freestyle.
Wait, we'll hear him in here.
Like Ruben is in the bathroom changing a rubber band for his ponytail right now. Now I'm quite sure my mic is gonna cut off any second now. Like
Probably.
you know,
But
every show I take a shot at Ruben. I got to.
We went to high school together just as I went to high school with him, and it was a coincidence that I was working on this project to do a show, and I seen Billy not once but twice, and I said, dude, something tells me I need to make you my co-host. You want to be my co-host in my show? And he said, "You serious?" I said, "Yeah." You can put that right in front of our.
It's gigantic. Right in front of that thing.
People see it all the time, so they see us.
Good, clear view.
So this is beautiful right here. This is.
It's still available.
Look at. We could do like a QVC thing.
That's
right
my
now.
giant panda.
As you
bear.
see
I love
right
that
now,
thing.
this is for a limited time, one time only.
That's right.
Start at $100.
$100?
Oh no, $400. No, $500.
No, originally it was. I want to say I priced
I'm
it
joking.
$350.
Guess what?
I mean, it's on
20%
sale
off.
right now.
20% off to the 10th caller.
No, $500.
Got to do stuff like that.
$500 with 20% off. And she gets what she originally.
And
wanted.
I'll even throw in a lap dance for you guys. Right?
Oh, Chris will too.
No, I bet some old lady's gonna call in. She's like, oh, "Screw the painting.
The old
Who's
lady
the skinny
loves
Snoop Dogg looking guy? I want to take the lap dance from the guy. Jingling change in the jar. You take pennies and nickels, son."
And then she pulls out her teeth. And a kiss.
No. That's not the scary part that she put on her teeth. It's this lick right here.
And she ain't got perfume on. She smells like raw mothballs.
One of those long straws. One of the long straws that you put the cigarettes in. Like, they still make those? You still have the long cigarette tubes?
And she ain't got underwear. She got bloomers.
Bloomer.
She got those. She got those Victorian outfit.
Those two. Yeah.
I caught that one. All depends. You know what? We should stop joking right now, but the old lady actually do call up here. She's like, I was going to get the painting, but never mind now.
Thanks a lot.
I'm sorry. We just ran away a potential customer.
But back to, we met. We met a while back, and we did, like I said, we started our concept, and we're here 5 years.
That's awesome.
Straight, unrehearsed.
All freestyle shows. I think we might have had a dialogue for like the first 2-3 shows, and after that it was like
So
we
much
never
better
followed
when
it
it's
anyway.
The first couple shows,
off the cuff is better, I think.
it was like, how do we do this?
Right.
And now we're just like, Ruben sets the music, and we just, like, I feel that he's educated me on things. I've educated him on, I've given him knowledge on things that he's never heard before. Like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like there was one night that you're like, yo, damn, you about to pull my black card. That one night?
Oh wait, hey, listen, man, when he just kept throwing so much his Black history in the air, and I'm like, wait, well, I should know something. Like, give me another one. It was almost like playing Jeopardy or something. Give me Frederick Douglass for 300, Alex, please. And I'm telling you, like, that energy, man, that chemistry, just 3 topics. 3 topics, we like run a whole show.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
3 words. Quickly before we go back to her, we're gonna jump into quick current events. Big Papi was shot in the yard.
Wait, who?
Big Papi, the legendary Boston Red Sox designated hitter.
Yeah, I heard.
That's crazy.
Yep.
He's in stable condition. He's recovering. My Braves are still winning. What? What?
Shout out.
I had to throw that in there. What else?
All right, so we keep it on sports, man. The Raptors were kicking Golden State's tails, man.
That's finally the end of an era. The Golden State Warriors are getting their asses whooped by an underrated team.
Yeah.
They came out of nowhere.
Uh-huh.
I mean, they were good all year, but they came out of nowhere.
Yeah, man. And then you add in, injuries and all type of other technicalities, going on. I mean, mind you, like I'm so busy. Like I'll be watching the game on the go. Like I'll be like all the way out, like headed to my mom's house. Like I'll catch the game there. Then I gotta go like all the way, over here. Like I'm watching the game here.
I'm a Sixers fan. Once my Sixers,
Close.
my Sixers got beat,
Close.
That was it.
basketball was done.
It was over.
Basketball was over for me. I was
A lot of people don't even want to watch the rest of the season. Once they team lose, it's so I don't even want to turn the TV. I don't want to see it.
There no
We had
more.
some salty people that night. Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, listen,
Man.
I got to give it to the Sixers. They had an amazing year.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
to get
it
that
was
far,
pretty
like with that kind of young team, just wanted to quickly just run that down. I finally came up with the concept, for my show. The first story.
Don't tell them yet.
The first story that I'm working on. It is amazing.
Don't give it all up yet.
Amazing.
That was pretty good. With you.
Amazing. I'm telling you. Hopefully, I get my hold of my co-host, and you guys gonna love this show my first show. I am so excited. And I'm gonna be sampling not one bottle but 2 bottles. I'm gonna bring 2 bottles to sample 2 different bottles. They're both
It might be it might be 3 different bottles because whatever Mike comes with.
Well, Mike can't. I gotta give him the heads up of what we're drinking so he could understand.
Mike is incredible because
Somebody else. They were going off without hits right now.
Do you like drinking whiskey?
I like drinking whatever. I'm not a whiskey fan, but I'll drink it.
hey, man.
Just to be on the show.
That's the show. The show is to actually sample stuff too. Like, yo, you got the best of both worlds.
The show is gonna be more about
You like reviewing products?
about the review,
Yeah.
about the story, about the product.
That's cool.
Not just the review. We're going into how it got there. Why it became that.
Yeah, that first
So,
one's not pretty good.
I am very, very excited. I am blessed to think that this first show is going to be amazing. I'm paying homage to 2 amazing gentlemen.
Do you have a date?
I don't know yet. I have to create a date.
Yeah, to bring it to the show.
You already
Not a
asked,
date,
Chris.
man.
Calm down.
Listen, you want to come and sample with us?
Don't have to ask him twice.
You are welcome.
Yes.
It's an amazing story. It takes place long ago in a time to where, it was just a crazy turmoil time, where a story just came out of there and just, oh my God, it's so great.
You want to tell some of the story right now?
I do. I
Yes.
can't.
Chomping at the bit here.
Open that mouth down. Calm
But
down.
back to Tracy before I started telling some of the story. and I
Because I heard as you was breaking it down out there, and it is a really good concept, and I just heard of that story recently. That's why when you asked me, it threw me off. It threw me off when you was like, yo, do you know the story behind this product? And Ruben knows everything because he's Mr. Google Facts.
Well,
And he knew exactly what you were talking about. Yeah.
Yes. He was like, yes.
But it's like whatever you talk about, like it could be some deep historical stuff. Ruben always leans back in his chair and goes, "I heard about that."
Shout out to Ruben.
I heard everything.
As soon as I said it, his eyes lit up like.
That's because he keeps all the information stored in the front of that forehead that he got going on right there.
Back to Tracy. When
He gonna cut my mic any minute now.
how can if I want to get a hold of you?
Yes.
If I want you to paint my house.
Yes.
Or paint a picture.
Yeah, I don't paint regular walls. I do murals though. I hate house paintings.
See, I can barely get a paint my house.
See how I extract.
Told you she was a graffiti artist. She
But
was
I will do murals.
a natural graffiti artist.
Yeah. No, if you, I mean, I'm on Facebook.
If somebody wants to get a hold of you and they want some kind of work done, if they want a bottle done, painted, a shirt, anything that you can paint, how do they get a hold of you?
they will go to my Facebook page. I had a website also, but I got 0 traffic on there. So we don't. I use my Facebook page, which is
free
Facebook.
advertising is the best.
Yeah. Which is I have it for? Yeah, Facebook.com/Spotted Frog Art Studio. So
It's a backslash.
backslash.
And they can
I
also
think
I don't know if you know this, but they can also Google you.
Oh yeah, I come up right away. Yeah, if you Google me on Spotted Frog, I'm the top one that comes up.
You know how
And I don't pay for that. That's pretty cool.
Spotted Frog is a unique name.
Yeah.
So once you put in those characters, if you can't find her Facebook page, her information,
I want to be on Google.
Google her.
Yeah.
And she'll pop
Yeah,
up.
so and
Get a hold of
you
her,
can
send
book
her
a
an
paint
email.
party private. I have my events are always listed on my Facebook page for my public parties. I do fundraisers. That's a huge thing.
You know the type of stuff I'd be saying if I was on Google? Like, what? Well, Google me. You could Google me. What? I'm on Google. Yo, that is like the ultimate catchphrase right there. Like, you know what? I don't have to take this. You want to find out about me? Google me.
I wonder if you Googled Tracy Joy spelled correctly.
I would be so arrogant. I would be so arrogant. I'd be like, what? You ain't never heard about me? You better ask about me. Google me. Google me.
Does it come up right away?
Yeah.
Oh, that's you.
No, but yeah.
Oh yeah. So fundraisers. That's a huge thing. I will. So yeah, fundraisers is a big thing. My biggest party to date was I want to say 96 or 98 people. So if you have the venue, I provide everything else except tables and chairs, and you get a huge discount for groups of 20 or more. Home paint parties, same thing. I do have a summer special on my pricing. The pet portraits right now, I'm doing mini on wood slices. That's a big thing. I'm donating $5 of every miniature pet portrait to the Animal Welfare Association up until the end of August. Yeah. So I like to give back as much as I can, because like I said, I'm very fortunate for what I get to do. So I do like to try to give back, and the fundraising I love, any way I can help.
Trying to get more into like the Hamilton schools too, so
Yeah,
you can get some stuff for the PTA, booster clubs. So
Definitely.
reach out. I mean, I put some stuff out. I don't know if everybody got like message wise because
I got an invite to some PTOs, right?
Oh, well,
I think we're gonna be doing some paint parties soon.
Real talk.
Real though, like raise money for the schools. I mean, and it's a fun night out,
I have donated my time to the PTA.
Yeah.
And I raised, I think, $750.
That's awesome. See?
So
Any way to help, definitely.
I try to whenever I can, I give back
Yep.
to whoever I can.
Yeah, if I can, I do.
That is amazing.
If I can, I do.
Thank you for that.
Yes.
Thank you for coming on to our
Thank you
show.
for having this. It's very
I
fun.
felt like yes, I never met you, but I knew you
Right.
because Chris, talks you up on Facebook whenever he can get a chance. Like it's not saying just Spotted Frog,
Right.
but it's amazing how he just puts you on this, and he's never been that type of guy.
Yeah, he loves me.
He's
it's obvious.
just, it's obvious. Yeah,
And it's
obviously,
mutual, very mutual.
obviously he is crazy about
Yeah.
you. You guys make a great couple. You guys complete each other, and and whatnot. I'm not here to talk about you, but I'm just saying, just trying to give you guys, like just saying,
No, that's
guys,
good. We get that a lot, which is nice. People see how we are. We
really-
get couple goals a lot. People like.
greatly appreciate
Chemistry.
greatly
Chemistry,
appreciate
awesome
it.
chemistry.
So, Chris, thank you for coming up to me and saying, hey, listen, he did say, yo, I got an interview for you.
that's it. And then
I like
that
the
one didn't
energy.
work out, so we went with Tracy.
I like the I like the energy of this entire interview, man. The energy was awesome. Awesome
You
energy.
guys are great. We appreciate you having us on here. I know it might not be like a typical interview. I know a lot of times it's
Want me to sing for you guys? No, I'm kidding.
Listen, even though you know me, do you know how the show is, how we do? You know the name of the show?
What?
It's the Freestyle.
Right.
So we do
Whatever. That's awesome.
interviews.
I always look at that. I'm
I've
like
had-
freestyle. I'm thinking like music wise.
I've had politicians,
Yeah.
amazing politicians, amazing friends of mine, politicians from all different, right? We had that run last year.
You had a dance crew that came in.
last year with the politicians.
Oh
We
yeah.
had an amazing-
We had almost like the entire lineup
a
of
lot
mayoral
of
candidates and
That's
councilmen and stuff.
Trenton.
That's
All
a great
of
way to
them.
get
Yeah,
to know.
yeah.
It was amazing.
Guys that I would be nervous around, but I come in here like they're all leaned back in the seat,
Well,
leg all crossed.
That's
I'm like, I'm the one that needed to kind of chill.
They see me
I'm like,
in a
oh.
suit and like, Ralph chilling. I'm like, yo, lean back, come on, chill back a little.
Yeah, I'm like,
So
here.
they're like, they were relaxed. It was like
the environment is different. So.
Yeah, like, that's crazy when the guy running for mayor tells me to relax. I'm like, oh, you're right, sir. Let me relax.
You know, we had councilmen. You know, it was just, you know, Rodriguez, right? It was one of my favorite interviews.
Yeah.
It was just.
I liked his stories, man. When he started talking about.
He just sat and he just opened up. He wants to come back, and I gotta get him to open up more. I'm going to. And he wants to come and, you know, talk about history and stuff.
Yeah, I could listen to his stories. I could
just amazing, you know.
Just listen and listen to him.
But we interview people from all different
That's awesome.
angles, you know, music, rock bands. We had that one guy, the one-man band. He played the Biggie song, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Another place. I mean, we had, you know.
He really was a one-man band. Like, he had, like, all these contraptions.
So
like,
that really is like a thing. It's not just in cartoons.
Oh, my gosh. Like, it was like two things that he worked with his foot, and awesome. He was doing this with his hand, and it sounded like a band was in there.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You know, we've had so many, over the past, we've had some amazing guests. We've had DJs, we had producers. We had people that get.
My favorite was DJ Juice, because he was saying Biggie stories like it was just common. He was like, yeah, and then I walk in Biggie's office, and I'm like, wait, I'm like, run that back again, rewind that back.
Another one of my favorites.
And then how he turned down J-Lo from the interview. I'm like, you turned down J-Lo? He's like, I didn't know who she was.
Yeah.
I didn't know who she was at the time.
Having Eddie, you know, our friend Eddie, you know, I brought him on right after he took out kids.
Good dude.
See the Black Panther.
He was just off tour with 50 Cent.
So
his plan just landed.
You know, it's just so much love.
We're not about to skip past that. He was off the plane with 50 Cent. I had to say that again.
And you seen, you know, Spoonie Sweets last week, so you know the week before.
You guys do a huge community thing, like really try to promote what it should be about. You know?
Even business, Mario and Frank's.
Yeah, Mario and Frank's. We try to, you know, talk about the community that we're in. You know, like nobody talks about it. You know, I remember growing up, WZBN. We would always, you know,
Frank Caputo.
Tony Caputo.
Yeah.
Tony Caputo.
Tony Caputo, not Frank.
You know, we don't have that no more. You know what I'm saying? So I feel that we are the bridge to that gap. You know, like even though we're not like a big time, you know, studio, in my eyes, we are a big studio. We have an official studio. Quick shout outs, guys.
It's so hard. It's my family. That's
here. Wait. Let's start here. Let's start down this way.
My number one shout out. And I know he's sitting right here, but seriously.
Yeah, there you go.
Look at him getting all cocky here.
I got like 1 minute.
Sorry. Yes. No.
Did you see the shoulder bop he did?
Yeah,
that was me.
No, but as much as he puts me up on a pedestal on Facebook and everything.
Shout out to our kids. Shout out to our parents, our family.
We say their names.
Christopher,
Madison, and Andrew, because they're listening. So hi guys.
Shout out to the community.
Made
Shout
day.
out to these two right here.
Our
these
parents
guys made it happen today.
Yes, thank
and
you
hopefully
for you guys.
bigger and better. Hopefully even down the line we do something else. You know?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. That's what it's about.
Get on her, you know, get her Facebook page, you know, like it.
Give it a like.
You know, and if you need some work done, book her. You know, book her before you can't book her.
Yeah,
you know
my August on is my busy season. So book a party now.
You have
if you want
summer
a winter
specials
party.
now, so
summer specials.
Shout outs.
Shout out to our guests. Shout out to Hamilton Radio. Shout out to the producers all the way in the background. Shout out to all of my family and friends, man. And you know, everybody with love inside their hearts. Keep doing your things. Love, peace, and hair grease.
Fast. That was the fastest shout out ever.
Yeah.
Shout out to my wife, my daughter, my son. Everybody's part of my life. Shout out to Hamilton Radio. Shout out to these amazing people, my guests, Tracy and Chris, and of course, my right hand man, Billy the Kid here, making moves. You know, we're making moves. You know, jointly. I'm proud of you, man. I'm proud of us, man.
Thank you.
You know, shout out to the panel on the back, the producers, Ruben, Monk, you know, all the assistants.
Karen,
you know,
can't forget Karen.
And again, we're the Freestyle Freaks.
But she come in here and
HamiltonRadio.net. I'm Ralph Ryan, also known as DJ Noise, and this is Billy the Kid, and we're out. And this is Spotted Frog.
And I want to give my shout out to that ugly dude in the green shirt.
He finally responded. There you go.
Got him.
That was strategic. He did that at the end.
That was so good.
She came in.
Did they just jump me just now?